Have you ever wondered what happens when your spiritual awakening comes to an end? The truth is that, contrary to what many people imagine, this end is not a point of arrival, but a new beginning. The profound transformation that occurs during this process brings with it invisible but powerful changes that alter the way you see the world, how you connect with people, and even how you perceive yourself. If you thought that, after reaching a certain level of consciousness, everything would become clear and simple, get ready for what is to come. The things that happen from this moment on are, in fact, strange to the mind that is still trying to understand everything rationally. Now, instead of looking for external answers, you begin to perceive things in a completely different way. The synchronicities that were once common begin to disappear, and you find yourself in a space where everything seems to silently align. You may feel more sensitive, more introspective, or even more distant from the people who were once essential in your life. This is normal. Spiritual awakening is not a straight line, and the normal, you know, will never be the same again. It is at this point that you realize the big change, the realignment of your energy and the need to live more authentically. Old beliefs, old habits, and even relationships begin to fall away, making room for new ways of being and acting. But behind this apparent tranquility, there is a profound process happening within you. This is the time to reflect on what you have learned and how you can apply this new understanding in your daily life. And of course, along the way, you will encounter moments of questioning, loneliness, and unexpected changes. But it is precisely in this process of adaptation and integration that you find true freedom. There is no longer a pattern to follow, no expectation of how life should be. The real journey begins now, and it is more mysterious and fascinating than you could ever imagine. If you're ready to discover these strange things that happen when spiritual awakening comes to an end, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and continue the journey with us. What you'll learn here could change everything you thought was true about your purpose and spiritual path. Spiritual awakening is not a singular event, but the first step on a profound journey. It is like opening your eyes to a new world, where everything seems different, yet the same. Imagine someone who suddenly realizes that they are no longer living on autopilot. Colors seem more vibrant, emotions more intense, and a desire for transformation begins to blossom. This experience marks the beginning of a search for something greater, something that goes beyond daily obligations and leads to a broader understanding of existence. However, this search is not linear. It is full of ups and downs, challenges and epiphanies. Awakening is often accompanied by an almost uncontrollable need for physical and emotional realignment. The person feels that something has changed, but cannot put it into words. It is like trying to explain the taste of a fruit that no one has ever tasted. At this point, practices such as meditation or journaling can help. The simple act of recording thoughts and emotions brings clarity to the inner chaos, paving the way for integration. Tools like these are not only useful, they are essential for aligning the new state of consciousness with the routine of everyday life. Over time, the focus shifts from enlightenment to integration. After all, what is an awakening if it cannot be applied in a practical way? At this stage, the need arises to transform profound insights into real action. A practical example would be applying newfound calm to resolve conflicts more peacefully or make decisions aligned with the heart. Many find in this process an evolution of purpose, discovering new interests, skills, or even a new career path. This beginning, however, can be challenging. It is common to feel disconnected from old ways of being, and even from the people around you. Friends and family may not understand this new phase, which often leads to isolation. But here is the key. Isolation is not a punishment, but an invitation. It allows for a deeper connection with yourself, a space to discover what really matters. In this silence, synchronicities begin to appear, like guides indicating that you are on the right path. As the awakening continues, one begins to realize that life is not about achieving something outside of oneself, but about integrating everything that is within. Every small change, from eating more mindfully to changing toxic emotional habits, contributes to physical and emotional realignment. But this journey does not end there. It merely sets the stage for something even deeper, the period of calm and integration that follows, where the real inner work begins. After an intense spiritual awakening, a period of calm sets in, but make no mistake, this tranquility is anything but stagnation. It is like the moment of silence that precedes sunrise, full of potential and renewal. During this phase, the sense of chaos subsides, and life seems to reorganize itself naturally. What once seemed like an explosion of discovery transforms into a gentle symphony of integration. This inner alignment reflects spiritual maturity, a state where emotions and thoughts begin to dance in harmony. This new calm is actually a sign that the person is more connected to their center. Imagine someone who used to react impulsively to situations and now finds serenity in challenging moments. It's like feeling an anchor in the middle of a storm. To strengthen this state, practices such as pranayama, conscious breathing, or even walks in nature can be powerful tools for integration. They help to nurture inner calm and solidify what has been awakened. However, the transition to this calm state is not without its challenges. Many people mistake this phase for a loss of spiritual connection, especially as the emotional and spiritual highs of awakening begin to fade. But in reality, this stillness is indicative of evolution. It is a time when dependence on external validations, such as frequent signs and synchronicities, diminishes. The focus shifts to building emotional and spiritual self-sufficiency. During this phase, the physical and emotional realignment becomes more profound. Small lifestyle adjustments become essential. For example, choosing light and healthy foods, such as fresh fruits and vegetables, can reflect the new energetic vibration. At the same time, unresolved emotions may arise, asking for attention and care. This is the time to work through these issues with compassion, whether through therapy or practices such as mindfulness. Each step on this journey solidifies the transformation that is taking place. This calm phase is the bridge between awakening and full integration, preparing the person for what is to come. It is at this time that the person begins to realize that every change, no matter how small, has a significant impact on their spiritual evolution. And as the body and emotions adjust, the next stage of the journey begins to unfold, the process of physical and emotional realignment that lies ahead. When spiritual awakening occurs, it is not just consciousness that is transformed. The body, as the vehicle of this journey, undergoes a true recalibration. It is common to feel waves of energy that run through the entire system, sometimes bringing vigor, sometimes inviting rest. Imagine someone who previously needed a rigid routine to function and, suddenly, discovers a new way of finding balance. This energetic roller coaster is often accompanied by changes in diet or sleep patterns, reflecting the alignment with a higher vibration. Emotions, in turn, come into play in an even more intense way. Feelings that have been stored for a long time can emerge as if they were asking to be acknowledged and healed. It's like opening a forgotten box at the back of the closet and finding memories that need to be reorganized. The tip here is to welcome these emotions without judgment. Practices such as journaling, reflective writing, or even listening to music that resonates with the moment can help release these blockages. These physical and emotional realignments are often reflected in clear signs in the body. Some may experience unexplained pain, while others notice an increased sensitivity to foods or substances that were previously tolerated. All of this is the body adjusting to its new level of consciousness. To help this process, activities such as restorative yoga or salt baths can be effective in balancing energies and relieving discomfort. Despite the challenges, these adjustments are a way for the body to communicate that it is following spiritual evolution. The same happens with emotions. What previously caused distress can begin to be seen with more calm and understanding. It is a powerful time to identify repetitive patterns and question limiting beliefs. A simple exercise, such as asking, "Why am I feeling this right now?" can open doors to profound insights and positive changes. These realignments are like a dance between the physical and the emotional, setting the stage for the next step in the spiritual journey. And as this recalibration takes place, another aspect of the transformation begins to emerge. The relationships around us also undergo changes, often marked by surprising disconnections and reconnections. When someone's vibrational frequencies shift, the relationships around them inevitably feel the impact. Suddenly, people who once felt close may begin to feel distant or out of alignment. It's as if the language between souls changes, creating moments of disconnection. This isolation, while painful, is essential to allowing new, more authentic connections to take shape. Imagine a tree pruning old branches to make room for stronger buds. This is what this process is all about. Isolation is often not just physical, but emotional. Conversations that once flowed naturally may feel forced or empty. The person undergoing transformation may feel like a silent observer in an environment that no longer resonates with their essence. This is the time to ask yourself, what connections still nourish my soul? Creating spaces for silence, meditation, and self-discovery can bring clarity to who is truly aligned with a new purpose. Changes in relationships do not necessarily mean permanent breakups. Often, people who have previously distanced themselves may return later, transformed. However, this initial phase of separation is inevitable. It is an invitation to cultivate emotional self-sufficiency, recognizing that true validation comes from within. Practices such as writing gratitude letters, even if they are not sent, help to transform the pain of disconnection into learning. It is also a time when unexpected connections can emerge, often with people who vibrate on the same frequency. These new friendships or partnerships have a special glow, as they reflect the spiritual alignment that is being built. Participating in meditation groups, healing circles, or spiritual events can open doors to relationships that further propel the journey. And as this cycle of isolation and reconnection takes place, something interesting begins to emerge. Perception becomes sharper. Sensitivity to the energies of people, places, and situations increases exponentially, becoming a powerful resource for navigating life with greater clarity. One of the most striking effects of spiritual awakening is heightened sensitivity. Suddenly, small nuances become evident. The energy in a room, the unspoken intentions in a look, or even the weight of other people's emotions. This sensitivity, often seen as a burden, is actually a powerful tool for self-knowledge and protection. It's like tuning your senses to perceive vibrations that previously went unnoticed, helping you avoid situations that could compromise your energetic balance. Feeling more deeply, however, can be overwhelming. Busy places like shopping malls or public transportation can cause mental and emotional exhaustion. At this point, setting clear boundaries becomes a necessity, not a luxury. This can include simple practices like creating an energy cleansing ritual at the end of each day. Salt baths, grounding techniques, or even visualizing a protective bubble around your body can all help keep your energy balanced. Over time, this sensitivity stops being a challenge and starts to be understood as a superpower. Recognizing another person's energy field can help you avoid toxic relationships or potentially harmful situations. Imagine an internal GPS that is always working, indicating the paths that are most aligned with your purpose. It is also an opportunity to practice empathy, understanding the needs and pains of others on a deeper level. But like any skill, this heightened awareness requires practice. Breathing-focused meditation and nature walks can help balance sensitivity. In addition, learning to distinguish what is yours from what belongs to others is crucial to avoiding overload. This is where you can develop the ability to create energetic boundaries, an act of self-love that protects physical and emotional realignment. Over time, sensitivity increases the ability to recognize synchronicities and be guided by the subtle messages of the universe. It is a shame that many disregard the small signs that the cosmos sends daily. But when one is aligned, each event takes on greater meaning, paving the way for the evolution of spiritual purpose and the next stage of the journey. At the beginning of your spiritual awakening, signs and synchronicities appear like guiding stars, illuminating your path and confirming that you are on the right path. But at some point, these signs may begin to disappear, creating doubts and even a certain emptiness. This disappearance, however, is not a setback. It is an invitation to trust more deeply in your intuition and inner connection. It is like a teacher who, upon noticing the student's progress, steps back to allow the student to walk alone. When repeating numbers or meaningful coincidences become rare, it's natural to wonder, have I strayed from the path? But in reality, this phase is a reflection of spiritual maturity. It's a time to recognize that external validation is no longer necessary, as you now have the tools to interpret and create your own path. Trusting the flow of life replaces the need for constant confirmation. This period also teaches you about energetic and spiritual self-sufficiency. Without the constant prompting of the signs, you learn to listen to the quiet wisdom of your heart and act based on what you feel, not just what you see. This practice strengthens physical and emotional realignment, as it encourages a direct connection with what is true for you, without relying on external influences. A practical example of this transition is to replace the relentless search for synchronicity with moments of meditation and deep reflection. Instead of waiting for a repeating number on the clock, you can ask, what is my heart telling me about this? And most importantly, trust the answer. This approach not only promotes calm and integration, but also reinforces the connection with the greater purpose of your existence. Still, the disappearance of the signs is not permanent. They may return in a more subtle, almost imperceptible way, just to confirm that you have truly embodied the evolution of purpose. And when this happens, the impact is even greater, because you understand that they never completely disappeared. They were just waiting for your maturity to be perceived in a new way. After spiritual awakening, many people feel called to explore their life purpose, a higher mission that goes beyond earthly ambitions. However, over time, this search begins to transform. The true evolution of purpose is no longer in seeking something external, but in integrating the higher self into everyday reality. Spiritual purpose becomes a natural expression of essence, a way of living aligned with the highest values and ideals. Purpose evolves as you realize that you are here for more than achieving material success or excelling in a specific field. It becomes about serving others, creating, inspiring, and contributing to the collective upliftment. This is a point of profound transformation, where the search for answers becomes the daily practice of living with intention and authenticity. There is no longer a separation between who you are and what you do, because you are aligned with your true essence. As your purpose evolves, it begins to be reflected in your daily actions. Your approach to relationships, work, eating, and even leisure activities becomes more conscious. For example, a simple hobby can become a healing activity or creative expression. You may discover that your mission is directly connected to serving others, whether through teaching, counseling, or support. Every action becomes an extension of your being. This evolution can also lead to a re-evaluation of priorities. Things that once seemed essential, such as status or external validation, begin to lose importance. What really matters is living a life that reflects the values acquired in the awakening process. At this point, changes in relationships and the way we relate to the world become inevitable. The need to be authentic and honor our inner truth takes precedence over any superficial desires. As the evolution of purpose intensifies, it becomes clear that the spiritual journey is not about reaching a final destination. Rather, it is about continuous growth, adaptation, and learning. Purpose becomes something fluid, evolving as you evolve. On this path, the connection with your divine mission is strengthened, and life takes on a new, deeper, and truer meaning. After the spiritual awakening process, life seems, at first glance, to return to its usual rhythm. Routine returns, daily commitments continue, and responsibilities seem unchanged. However, for those who go through this transformation, normality is no longer the same. The perception of the world around you changes profoundly, and you begin to notice what was previously invisible. What seems like a return to routine is, in fact, a new chapter, where the connection with your highest self and the energy around you becomes the basis of your daily experience. This return is not a step backwards. On the contrary, it marks a new way of living your daily life. Instead of getting lost in superficial details, you find yourself in a constant practice of balance and presence. What once seemed mundane or exhausting, such as work or personal relationships, now takes on new meaning, as everything is seen from a deeper, more connected perspective. This realignment can be compared to a clearer lens, which allows you to see the world with more compassion, understanding, and inner peace. However, returning to normality also brings challenges. Your external life doesn't change overnight, and often, the people around you don't understand the internal changes you've gone through. This can lead to moments of discomfort, where you feel disconnected from everything that was once part of your world. At this time, it's essential to remember that internal transformations don't need to be understood or accepted by everyone. You're living according to your own evolution, and that's what matters. In many cases, this return also brings a sense of detachment from old life structures. What seemed essential begins to lose its importance. Relationships that were once essential, or situations that drained your energy, begin to disappear or be redefined. Instead of clinging to what is familiar, you find yourself seeking new ways of interacting, more aligned with your new vibration. This is part of the integration process, where you begin to live more authentically, without the need for external validation. Despite this, life goes on. Routine and challenges are still present, but now they are viewed from a different perspective. You realize that, although external situations may remain the same, your reaction to them has completely changed. This return to normality is, in fact, a rebirth, where you carry with you the wisdom acquired during your spiritual awakening, applying it to every aspect of your life, with a new purpose and a new vision. Now that you know what happens when your spiritual awakening comes to an end, the question is, what are you going to do with all of this? This is the time to turn all the knowledge you have acquired into practice. It is no longer about passively learning, but about actively applying it in your daily life. Every change, every synchronicity, every moment of introspection has a purpose, and this is what will guide you towards true evolution. The question now is, are you ready to embrace the journey of ongoing transformation? Are you prepared to deal with letting go of old habits, people, and even ideologies that no longer serve your purpose? Don't be afraid of changes in your relationships and emotions. They are signs that your alignment with your highest self is growing stronger. This is the true power of spiritual awakening, the ability to reinvent yourself at every step. True evolution comes from daily practice of what you have learned. It is not about achieving a perfect state, but about moving towards a more authentic and conscious version of yourself. So, how about starting now? Ask yourself, what can I do today to realign myself with my true essence? What can I release to make room for the new? You are just at the beginning of a transformative process that can take you to a level of understanding that many do not experience. Spiritual awakening never ends. It transforms. Now it is your turn to take action and apply what you have learned. If you've been touched by everything we've discussed so far, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to continue your journey. The transformation is just beginning, and you won't want to miss the next steps in this evolution.